Hey everybody, we're live and I need a 5x5 before we can start proceedings. If I can do that, we are literally just going to run straight into it. We're not going to do what we used to do. That was so last year, literally. We're not going to be doing all of the community chat stuff. We're just going to get straight into it because time is important and we are doing some serious deep diving here tonight. I do realize this isn't going to be for everyone. We got straight away, thank you, don't worry everyone else. 5x5 has been confirmed. All good in the hood. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to be looking at the chat hardly at all. I'm literally just going to be running with it. I've made some notes. I've got my partner with me here tonight. And in actual fact, can you tell me if you can hear all right? If you want to say a few words, sweetie.
Hi, lovelies. Just wanted to say I'm looking forward to our chat tonight. I hope you can hear me. And yeah, we're going to be deep diving into lots of interesting things.
Cool. Can you tell me if you heard that all right? If you did, that is going to be awesome. If not, then I don't know. Someone's just put hi lovelies. So based on that, I reckon people did hear. So yeah, we're just waiting. Audio good. Yep, loud and clear. Yes. So it looks like we're good. 5x5, Mrs. Funky. How cool is that? Brilliant. Her voice is clear. Good. Right. Thank you, everyone. That's really, really cool. We have made a few of our own notes, and it's literally going to be guided how it needs to be guided. Some of you understand what I'm talking about already. So it's not going to be structured, but nonetheless, this information is important. It's next level stuff. So many people that I have a feeling about in the prepping community and even in the truther movement community, whatever you want to call it, lots of people seem to be stuck or spending a lot of time on that level, which is just stuff which is going on with politics, the news, wars, and all of that sort of stuff. There's way more to this reality than just that. So if you are one of them guys or girls who have awakened or woke up or who feel they are aware on some level, if you don't know anything about different dimensions, consciousness, anything like that, intuition and informed fields, this may be something different for you. But nonetheless, it's on the ladder going upwards as you go past when you realize what's going on with governments, how the world has literally been run, how we've all been lied to. Once you've gone through all of that, then the next level is to literally go past it. Okay. Once you've understood all of that, you have a rough idea, you really shouldn't try to spend lots of your time of your lifetime in that sort of zone. You want to try and rise above and get past it because there is way more going on than lots of people probably realize. So if this is a bit hard to understand, maybe come back and watch this later on. It's not anything pretentious. It just seems to be very hard for lots of people to grasp. So we are really deep diving tonight, okay? And wow, honey, we've got 622 already.
Wow, that's really
In
good.
3 minutes. Guys, you are amazing. And yes, we have had some new subscribers. And if you can help support the channel, all of those links are below. And of course, the super chat and super thanks and all of that sort of stuff is already there. So we are going to run with it right now. So let me just go and see. 2020. Should we start from there? Okay, because that is literally still in some people's minds. A lot of people appeared to have woke up or awakened in and around that time. Okay, so we could go right back to 9/11. We can go right back to all other trigger points when things in consciousness massively changed. Okay, so we're going to go back to 2020. So we had the lockdown protests and stuff. In fact, just quickly, I'm going to share this, which I'll come across today. It's pretty cool. Let me see if I've got this ready. StreamYard's changed it. That's typical. There we go. Cool. And we're on this one. Right. The Global Protest Tracker. All right. So this is basically been set up since 2017, and it's last updated before Christmas, just gone. Over 400 significant anti-government protests have erupted worldwide. That is astonishing. Okay, that is in since 2017. 132 countries have experienced significant protest. 23% of significant protests have lasted more than 3 months. That's insane. So that's nearly a quarter of all of these protests have lasted for more than 3 months, not just a day out in London like some of us saw in 2020. So let's have a look. Now, these are some of the big numbers here. Look at this, 1 million people in India in 2020. In Hong Kong, 2 million. In Bolivia, 1.5 million. South Korea, 1.5 million. In France, 1.2 million. In Lebanon, 1 million. In the US, 1 million. Algeria, etc., all 1 million strong protests. Even in the United Kingdom in 2018, the People's Vote protests. So as you can look at a glance, the amount of people who have been protesting, the amount of people who have bothered to get off their asses and do something. What we are seeing here is literally an awakening of awareness in its infancy. So when you sort of wake up, when you become aware, one of the first feelings you're going to experience is betrayal, anger, you've been lied to, you're upset, and the willingness to tell everyone else what's been going on. It seems to be the initial start of the awakening process. And with all of that comes, protesting, researching, etc. And after time, you draw your own conclusions. Some people come across a word called synchronicities, when seemingly unlikely events or situations just miraculously just appear or happen. We're going to talk into that as we go through the live stream. So we talk about the lockdown protests, which happened, obviously. Lots of it was overshadowed by the Black Lives Matter things, okay, with the George Floyd thing. We've had the farmers in Germany. We've had the truckers in Canada. We've had the French riots. All of these things have literally reached boiling point for lots of people, okay? So we are seeing a big trend in lots of people literally gutted about what is going on. People are being squeezed. Not many people have got money like they used to. Their standards of living have massively declined. And it's the same old thing. The rich get rich and the poor get poorer. So we have literally all sorts of things. Has anyone heard of the 100th monkey syndrome? Well, there's a link to that video underneath this one. So I'll encourage you to watch that after this live stream. It's very important. It's only about 4 minutes long, but it explains a lot, especially what I'm talking about people waking up, doing things differently all of a sudden, breaking pattern. We seem to be guided rather than where we think we're in control. This is so multi-dimensional, it's through the roof. So is there anything you like to add at this point, darling, whilst I'm going through all of these weird things about people waking up and this big shift is actually happening, isn't it?
Yeah, I just think that we're standing on the brink of a huge shift and transformation that's profound, really, that's going to change absolutely everything. And lots of people are feeling it. They don't know how to describe it. They don't know the words for it. I don't really have the words for it, but a lot of us are feeling that shift. And I believe this year is the year that things will really start happening. We'll see huge changes in consciousness, in awareness, in systems breaking down. Yeah, basically, I think it will be huge this year.
I think so too, and it's like it's really difficult to explain because we already know that 2024 we've got all of these elections. Like I said on the live stream yesterday, over half of the global population are expected, or they're hoping, will vote because it's elections, and it's literally more than half of the people all over the planet are going to be voting this year. It's a massive year. And with the birth or the dawning of artificial intelligence, with how corrupt big tech is becoming, with the censorship and everything else, you know, lots of people are waking up to this BS now. You know, it's, if most people would probably remember that film V for Vendetta, when they're showing these news broadcasts all the time, and everyone watching at home is just laughing, saying this is pathetic. This is just so much BS, it's ridiculous. That's happening way more than we probably realize. In fact, it's huge. It doesn't take much, especially if you're tuned into energies and frequency. You can actually feel it. There's changes going on everywhere. Even just walking down the high street or in supermarkets or in shops, and you overhear people talking. Things are really changing. And if you feel that you're in a minority, it's just not the case. I believe there's more of us than we actually realize. And we should really start feeling as part of a big gang, as it were. A really cool, groovy gang.
Didn't you say at some point that it was like if there's 13% of the population,
Yeah,
then everything changes?
that's right. Yeah, I remember reading a paper years ago, and it was some professor who studied global population patterns and stuff and awareness and things like this. And he actually put in the paper that once the global population of people who are aware, who know that the way the world is run is complete BS, it's totally biased, and it's not in our favor, it only serves a few people, it's extremely corrupt. Once that number of the global population reaches 13%, that number is going to grow and grow fast. I believe, based on my research and speaking to lots of other aware people, if you want to call it that, that they are feeling the same. Not seeing it, feeling it. You get to feel energies, you get to feel shifts and changes. It's just unbelievable. And it's like Rachel says, you know, this year, it's going to be a huge year, and this is going to carry right on up to 2027 or thereabouts. It's going to be before the 2030 thing, which, you know, all of the Muppet people up top are trying to prescribe that notion to us. It's crazy, isn't it? Wow, just checking out these notes. There's loads of stuff. So what about, let's check this out. Right, like I said, this isn't unscripted. There's loads of notes written all over the place. So cast your mind back to when you started questioning things. Usually something happens, like a trigger, something which will make you think, hold on a minute, whoa, something's not right here. And you've got that overwhelming desire to look into it, to really try and understand why this is so different, why this feels different, and everything else that you've ever come across. So basically, this is your journey. Okay, we are all taking part in a game, pretty much. Okay, we've all got our parts to play. It's just unbelievable. So when you think about your life up until right now is entirely unique. Every single person alive on this planet, which we are told is around 8 billion people, that's 8 billion different individual people. When I say individual, I mean completely individual. Every single person's life is completely different than someone else's life. There's just massive differences. People have so many different experiences, good, bad, and indifferent. I believe that we are here to learn, to try and figure all of this stuff out, try to understand and remember just how powerful we actually are. Don't forget, we've literally been pushed into some sort of crazy program where we believe we have no power at all. We feel that we're so insignificant, so ridiculous. I mean, do you really believe that you're born, you go to school, you get a job, you pay your taxes, you get married or whatever it is, you get old, you get ill, and you die, and that's it? No, that is what they want you to believe what life is actually all about. It's way more than that. In fact, apparently, as human beings, we can only see 0.01% of visible light. Let that sink in. 0.01. So that's not even 1%. That is 1/10 of 1%. That's all we can see. So we are blind, really, if you was to look at it that way. Yeah, when the sun comes out, when we turn the lights on, yeah, we can see. What about if you walked into a room with all of the windows and doors shut and it's pitch black in the middle of the night? You can't see a thing. So yeah, we are blind. We can't see energy waveforms, frequencies. We can't see all these different rays, ultraviolet, gamma rays. We can't see anything. We're blind. So what about what we can feel? So with your hands, I mean, you can touch things. What else? We can't feel as much as we feel we can, if that makes any sense. There's stuff all the way around us which we can't see, and we probably can't feel, but it's there. What about trying to think of it like all of the radio stations all around the world, all playing at the same time? It's just overwhelming. It's crazy. So we just tune into one frequency to one radio station, and we hear that perfectly. All the other radio stations all around the world are still playing. It just means that we've tuned into just that one. So we can't even see radio waves. We can't see any waves. So there's so much that's been hidden from us, suppressed, secret knowledge, passed down through years, through secret societies. We are just not worthy to have access to the really unbelievable information. What about Nikola Tesla? If he was to have carried on his research without being silenced or literally just taken out of the game, as it were, we wouldn't have to worry about plugging wires into boxes to get electric and stuff. We could literally tune into the energy which was coming off of the planet for free. There's so much that we don't know, but there is a shift, hence the title of this video. This shift is happening right now. People are feeling it. People are questioning stuff. People are looking into stuff. People are talking about what I'm talking about right now a lot more than all of that crap like EastEnders or did Spurs win last night. Who really gives a toss, really, about stuff like that? There's so much more interesting things going on, and it feels like more and more people are talking and sharing about this sort of stuff. You're feeling it too, right?
I am 100%. And today I watched something on YouTube, actually, a video, and it really resonated with me, and I wrote down some of the stuff they were talking about. I just wanted to read it out.
Yeah, go for it.
That's okay. We are experiencing a shift in consciousness from a limited ego-driven perspective to a more expanded heart-centered awareness at the moment. This shift is reaching a pivotal moment, and the core of this shift lies in a profound transformation in how we perceive and experience reality. It's a gradual process requiring adjustments in our physical frequencies and consciousness. The culmination of this shift is envisioned as a transition to a new dimension. As we move through 2024, anticipate more turmoil on both collective and individual natural catastrophes.
That's easy for you to say.
I can't say catastrophe, sorry.
You're a catastrophist.
Yeah, I am. When we shift our consciousness into intention of oneness with the universe and the earth, we shift the collective consciousness.
That's true, yeah.
As part of Earth's natural process of shedding old energies, these events, these natural disasters will have to happen. Embracing the shift will involve personal cleansing, letting go of old beliefs and attachments, and delving into the resistance of those who think they are in power. Of course, they're not in power, they just think they are. Those people who thrive on our darkness and fears. Recognize the tactics of manipulation in information and divisive narratives. Focus on the light, the love, and the beautiful new dimension that many souls on earth are transitioning into right now. witnessed the breakdown of outdated systems in politics, economics, and healthcare systems. While these may bring uncertainty these times, it's also offering us an opportunity to co-create a more harmonious world.
I'm glad you wrote this down, because that is amazing what was on that video, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
The testing of consciousness is underway. Distance yourself from negativity, for each individual is undergoing a unique task. Each of us thinks, oh, what can we do? What difference can we make? It's only us. Like, if everyone thought that, nobody would ever change anything. Every single person on this planet is so more infinitely powerful than they ever realize. The people that are doing all this dark shit, sorry to swear, but
Yeah,
they
enough.
know that we have infinite more power than we ever realize, and they are suppressing that. They are consciously suppressing that. Remember, the choice to progress and evolve is a conscious one. In 2024, expect a profound deepening of the consciousness shift. The energies of change will intensify, pushing us further to our limits. Collective awakening starts on an individual level. Raise your vibrations through love, gratitude, compassion, and joy. Align your individual purposes with a greater collective consciousness. Contribute to humanity's awakening by recognizing the interconnectedness of all beings. Recognize the signs and the synchronicities in your life. Follow your intuition and trust the guidance of your higher self and the universe. And I just thought that was really, really profound.
Yeah.
So I wanted to read that out to you guys, because I was like, wow, that's incredible.
It sums up a lot of things, actually.
Yeah.
Because, you know, every single thing that was read out there is literally the truth. That's pretty much it,
Yes.
tied up in a bow. You know, there's so much things that we can do to change things in an instant, and we have all got that power. The problem is that knowledge has been lost and buried for a long time. If you want to go into Bible studies, etc., this basically, the time we're in right now, is the apocalypse right now. Now, some people may believe that the word apocalypse is the end of days, the end times, everything's going to fall apart, the end is nigh. It's complete nonsense. In fact, that's yet another lie which we have all been pretty much made to swallow. The word apocalypse actually means the revealing, the unveiling. Okay, so how we define that moving forward is, during this time of the apocalypse, it's the unveiling of truth. And the truth is, we are way more powerful than we could possibly imagine. We're way more powerful than we have all been led to believe. This system, this structure, this framework, this reality is all complete BS, designed to keep us enslaved and under complete control. All people who have woken up from this, starting to question things, that something is not right. It shouldn't have to be this way. I am not happy with this brief experience in this existence. So we're talking about life. Life is so precious and sometimes so very short. I'm sure every single person watching this right now have lost a loved one way before their time was due. All of us have experienced this, and it's a horrendous feeling and emotion to go through. So we are all in this together with that in regard. So we are all aware of how precious time really is. And they want us to go to school to learn all of this stuff, which is 90% totally irrelevant to help us develop how we should do. All of this doesn't seem fair or right at all. So you go to school, you get educated, and if you're a good boy or a good girl, and they want you to go to another school, a college, and then university and everything else, the more time you spend getting educated, you're literally becoming de-educated, because the stuff that we are being taught across mainstream educational institutions are definitely not what we're talking about right now. What we're talking about right now is we have all of this power and knowledge which has been stolen and hidden from us for a long period of time, thousands of years. You could go tens or maybe hundreds of thousands of years, depending on where your mindset with reality and history is. A good friend of mine in America, Jason, you will probably know Jason Brashears of Archaics. He talks about this in depth in some of his videos, about what actually is reality. It's a program, it's a construct. Who remembers the film The Matrix? The 5 sense reality, what you can see, touch, taste, and smell. Okay, it's just signals interpreted by your brain. So when I touch, is that real? Just because the senses and my brain says, yep, that's real, it's solid. Is it actually real? Do you think that's air you're breathing right now? We are in a great big, highly advanced, intelligent program. We are navigating through it. We have all got our parts to play. We are figuring it out. And it's not what you think. It really is not what you think. And like I say, lots of people are becoming aware to how bizarre and how ridiculous this simulation actually is. If you want to try and understand deja vu, how many of you right now have experienced deja vu? Yeah, I know. Very, very difficult to try and explain. Even in the film The Matrix, they call it a glitch in the program when you see something repeat and you fundamentally 100% feel that you have lived that experience before. I've had it loads of times. I'm sure many of you watching right now have had deja vu. So what does mainstream science say about deja vu? Well, how they try to describe it, it makes no sense whatsoever. Absolutely a big, huge steaming pile of codswallop. That's what that is. Then you've got the Mandela effect, where you've experienced something, you remember something, and you swear blind you can describe it to the letter. And when you go to hunt for it through the annals of history, it's different, it's altered, it's not the same as you remember it. It's different. And you feel it so strongly that no, you remember it that way. But when you look at it, no, that's not how I remember it. That's called the Mandela effect. What about the 100th monkey theory? It's incredible how you can do something. Just say, for example, you make a cup of tea. You've made it exactly the same way for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, whatever it is. One day, for no apparent reason, you make it differently. No one, you don't know why, but you just did. And as it turns out, it is way more efficient, way more precise, and better than you've already made it. How do you explain why you've done that? It's called breaking pattern. As you become more aware, more awake, you are going to be experiencing pattern breaks. So stuff that you do all of the time, mundane stuff, whatever it is, everyday stuff, something you do every year, you go to the holiday in the same place, for some weird reason, it doesn't happen. You automatically, without really thinking about it, you're doing it in a different way. It's crazy. So these things absolutely challenge what we are being led to believe what reality actually is. So, like I said, there is way more to us than just putting clothes on and going to work in there, darling.
100%. I think what's happening is a lot of people are remembering a level of consciousness, and it's to do with having quiet space, having enough space to quiet your mind, to come to this awareness where you remember who we actually are, why we're here, what this life is about, how we got here, lots of strange things. But I had a thing where I was incapacitated, shall we say, for a couple of years. So I literally couldn't walk very far or do very much for a long time. And we have all these things where people go on spiritual retreats and they go away to Thailand to find themselves, and they travel all over the world looking and looking. And what this 2-year period taught me was actually you don't need to go anywhere to find yourself.
Yeah.
You can find yourself in your living room for 2 years. You find a tiny little patch of ground, a square meter of ground, and study that and really look at that and find joy in that little square meter of grass, the insects, the colors, the textures, the forms. Find wonder in the everyday. To me, that is the key to life of happiness, wonder, and joy. It's very, very basic. It's very, very simple. Your phrase of boil away the piss. Like, everything really isn't complicated. The best things in life are free and simple, and we overcomplicate things. Humans love to overcomplicate things, and actually I learned a lot in that 2 years, that you don't need to go anywhere, and actually you just need to quiet your mind and really look at yourself and work on yourself. And if we all worked on ourselves and weren't ego driven and more aware, that tiny little thing of working on yourself would just spread out throughout everywhere and join the collective consciousness. And that's enough. That's enough work. That is the key work. It's not selfish to think about yourself and work on yourself. It's actually really, really important. And we've all been led down this garden path thinking, oh, if you do things for yourself, you're selfish. Women know this. We're mothers, we're wives, we're partners. We're always putting everyone first, and that's a noble endeavor. But actually, the noblest thing you can do is think about yourself and work on yourself. And then from yourself, you project outwards, and that infiltrates through everything you do, everyone you come into communication with. And to me, that's it. That's all we need to do, is work on ourselves.
It's pretty much bang on. It is, because like I say, when you do boil away the piss, you know, we've been we find ourselves in a time right now where we have seemingly everything that we're ever going to need. You know, if someone said to me 20 years ago that you'll be carrying a little black box everywhere you go and it will answer any question, I would have thought you're mad. The distractions are everywhere, whether it's movies, bowling alley, restaurants, nightclubs, horse racing tracks, football stadiums. All of these things are literally distractions. If you cast your mind back to the Roman Empire, what was famously circus, that's it. That's all they need. Distracts them, keep them so preoccupied with struggling, trying to make ends meet, the stress, the negative energy, the never-ending trudge to try and make enough money to be comfortable in life. And then as you're going through that, you are going to get stressed. It's all by design. That's all. That's why we all live inside boxes, and we look at a box, a screen. Think outside the box that you find yourself in. You're in a square room right now. You're in a square house, probably. You go to work in a square building. Don't find yourself in a box. When you can, leave the box. Think outside the box. It will do you way more good than harm trying to perceive life in that way, rather than just accept that I've got no power. I'm just little me, and I'm stuck in my little box, and I'm getting older. I'm getting weaker. I'm getting more ill, etc. It's not good. You can do way more with your life than that. Like Rachel said, find happiness in the simple things. Now, I've been saying this a fair bit recently. We are being coerced into a digital paradigm. Digital radio, digital TV, digital phones, digital bloody everything. So the more digitalized the world that we find ourselves in, the more stress, we find ourselves in. Don't forget when I said earlier, all of these energies and frequencies that are all around us that we can't see, they are affecting us. So why is it that when you break pattern, you go to the woods, you go to the beach, you go to the park, or wherever it is, which is analog, away from any digital BS, you are going to very soon feel relaxed and unwound. In fact, the woods, what color is the woods? Most of it's green. Green is proven to relax people. It's a good idea to paint your bedroom a light green, because every time you're in there, you're going to feel relaxed. It's going to help. There's a lot of research and studies, isn't there, about colors and what they do.
Color therapy.
Color therapy, yeah, to improve or change your mood to whatever it is. And in fact, we watched that film that Barack Obama had involvement with, and every single scene in that film was blue. And so, you know, when we spoke, it turns out, what is it? Blue is the prime color for communication.
Yeah, blue. If you wanted to go to an interview and you wanted to do really well and you wanted to communicate very well, then you would help you to wear blue. Blue is a good color. It radiates a frequency of communication. It's very open color. It's the sky. The sky is spacious. Blue's a spacious, communicative.
And we look at the WEF, the World Economic Forum, all of their presentations and stuff in Davos, they're always blue. Basically, they are using the color blue to communicate their message as most powerful as they can. So there is a lot about the color blue, like I just said with that Barack Obama film. Like I said, I'm not looking at the chat, so some of you guys will know what I'm talking about. It's quite recent. It was out on Netflix, and yes, it's very rare. I think that's the first time I've ever seen Netflix. So yes, that was a bizarre experience to me. But yes, going back to earlier about being how powerful than we probably realize, what you think and what you say, unbeknownst to you, maybe that you are creating your own immediate and near future reality. You are. So if you say to yourself, I wish I had an expensive car, all you're doing is you're telling your informed field that you wish you had a car. You're never going to get that car. If you say, I'm going to get a car, and you start following the signs, trusting your intuition, doing whatever you can to do the physical steps towards getting that car physically, you will get it. It's completely different. So really think about what you say and what you think. Okay. Another thing about projection as well is, what about all of the films that we've been led mainly by social media to watch? There was one in 2020. It was already made and released in 2020. So in that notion alone, you have to question its authenticity about that film. I can't remember what it's called, but it's all about a lockdown in 2023 or wherever it was. And it painted a really bad dystopian nightmare about concentration camp style areas and lockdowns and guards and injections and all that horrible stuff. Very dystopian, very scary. The thing is, the more sort of films that you watch like that, some of it you're actually buying into, and you are by definition creating your own reality based on whether you believe that will be the near future. And just imagine if lots of people watch films like that and they all ponder on those films and think about it. Do you know what that's actually doing? Because the more people that think and put certain things out there, it grows huge. If you've got a planet of people, 8 billion people, give or take, who are extremely scared and fearful, that energy level is so low, so damaging. Whereas if you flip it and all of a sudden no one was scared, everyone was happy, that energy level will be so different. It's the complete opposite. Just ask yourself this. When you're walking down the high street on a Saturday afternoon, lots of people everywhere, and you think to yourself, wouldn't it be nice if everyone was smiling and everyone was happy? And every now and again you'd walk past someone, they'll look at you and they go, hello, and you just put your hand up and say, hi. What a lovely experience. What a lovely world that would be to live in. But what do you actually get? I'll tell you what you get. You get lots of people walking around looking like this, looking at these little black rectangles. They don't even know what's going on. Like I said, we have been led to believe that we've got 5 senses. We've actually got 6. There's an eye right there, which you can't see, but it's there. 5 senses. So straight away, one of your senses is being absorbed. Boom. So you're looking. Sight, vision. One of them senses is being used looking at that screen. Another one is what you can hear. The amount of people who walk around with headphones and their phones in the high street walking around. So all of a sudden they can't see or hear anything around them. They're only focused on that silly rectangular screen. So the chances of muggings is going to rise. The chances of car accidents. They're just going to walk across the road. They're going to be so engrossed in their phones that they're going to come to some sort of harm. So basically, what people are projecting out is adding to the overall vision of how things actually are. It's bizarre. So we spoke earlier about individuals, okay? Individual people waking up whenever they feel they need to wake up. The worst thing you can do, and we've probably all done this, we've all been so frustrated with how things have been going for everyone. We just want to help. We want everyone to wake up, realize just how bad we're being screwed over. And you go up to people and scream at them sometimes till you're blue in the face and they just will not listen. They just won't listen. These people are not ready to wake up yet. We have to be patient and leave them. And I know it's frustrating. It's extremely frustrating. This has split families, friends, work colleagues. I know you are watching right now. I've had the same thing. We all have. All of us, even me. Friends, family, work have been divided about what's happened since 2020 until now. Do you believe this or do you believe that? You can pick one or the other. It's classical conditioning. It's divide and conquer on a global scale. You don't need me to tell you this. We already know this, most of us anyway. So individuals are waking up when they feel they need to wake up. But it's not just that. Now this has shifted last year and it's growing. It's going to probably tenfold this year. Not many people talk about this, but you can look into it, and it's under the guise of sacred unions. One person will be aware, another person anywhere on the planet will be thinking along the same lines. Those two people will go and they will meet. Some people would call it soulmates. Some people would call it twin flames, etc. This is happening, and it's not just a few people. This is happening a lot. Last year, this year, and next year, apparently looking into what lots of groups and other people are saying, they can't understand it. Something's shifted, something's changed. People are finding the right people that they need to be with, taking into account the times that we are living in. You will do more better finding a spiritually aligned partner than Tank Girl, for example. Okay. Once you've found yourself on the right path, you follow the signs, you trust your intuition, totally, doors will open. You walk through them, you do the best that you can, you try as hard as you can, you help other people, you give more than you receive, you are extremely grateful every single day to what you have. Your energy will change. That energy will be attractive to other people putting out the same energies. It's like two opposite ends of the magnet just going like that. It's exactly it. And you know, even there's people in the chat right now who are watching this. They know exactly what I'm talking about. It's happened to them last year. You don't need me to say who you are, but you know who you are. And there's more people. It's crazy. This is happening. All right. What about synchronicities? What about like-minded numbers? How many times have you got your phone out and you looked at it and it says like 1111, 1010, 0707, 2323? How many people watching this video have seen that more than once? Let me know in the chat. And if you're watching on the replay, let me know in the comments section as well. Because let me tell you this, if you have been seeing synchronistic, like-minded numbers, if you've been seeing them, you are on the path. You are doing something which you are here to do. You are taking part in the game and you are doing what you are supposed to do. That's the right thing to do. Okay? If you start seeing these numbers more and more and more, just say, for example, if you see them 3 or 4 times every day for weeks or months, you are definitely on the right path. Now, what's going to be happening is you are personally going to be experiencing big changes. What usually happens, this is from my own understanding of this. I've had this many times. Right back from 2008, I've had this a lot. And it seems to go in cycles, like Jason said, in the Olympic cycles of 8 and 4 years. Okay. So I can absolutely concur with that statement. It's happened to me. Every 8 years, I go through huge, big, massive life shift changes. And this year might be one of those for you. All I'm saying is if you see these numbers on a regular basis, you are going to experience big changes. Now, the big changes ultimately are going to be for your benefit, for what you've been dreaming of, what you've been wanting to happen. You've been thinking about moving out of the city and living in the countryside. You've been thinking about meeting the right boyfriend or the girlfriend. You've been dreaming about starting a new business, changing your life big style. If you start seeing like-minded numbers on a very regular basis, something along those lines which you've been pondering on is going to happen. The only thing is, let me tell you this, the bigger the change, the more crap you're going to have to go through. You are going to be giving a series of challenges which would nearly break you. It will make you cry. It could probably make you destitute. It will give you so much crap to go through. Now, listen, from what I understand, these are all by design. You are supposed to go through all of these horrendous challenges because as you're going through them, the more times that this happens, I'm on my 3rd cycle now, the more times that you're going through these changes, I program myself to think as I'm going through these really hard times is this is just a lesson. It's not going to be forever. It's only temporary. Learn how you are acting and feeling during this time and try to stay right in the moment. Don't flap around and lose the plot or get upset. Don't shout and don't get angry. Try and calm down and just go with it. And every time you get faced with these challenges and these really horrendous experiences, they become less and less and less of a pain to you. The actual challenges could get bigger, and they probably would. They will get bigger, badder, meaner. But as you start becoming aware, they are going to affect you less and less and less. Whereas if you're completely new to this and all of a sudden on one day your car broke down, you lost your job, your partner left you, you've just like lost all of the money in your bank account, a really bad day. These things could happen. And when they do, learn how you are feeling going through this time. Just remember one thing, that it's all going to be temporary. Everything will come good. All the time you're on your path and you're helping others, you're following your intuition, benefactors have your back. Someone or something is going to precisely turn up at the right time to help you. It always does and it always will. But you have to be true to yourself. Like Rachel said, 2 years she went through a terrible time doing untold amounts of self-work. And you don't know yourself until you look at yourself, the good, bad, and indifferent. We're all capable of doing seriously bad things. That's just part of human nature, I guess. We are all capable of doing seriously bad things that you don't even want to imagine. And on the other flip side, we're capable of doing amazing things. It's true. This is the shift which is happening right now. If you want to run around chasing your tail, worrying about how badly you're getting screwed by the government, are we going to get a World War III? Is the economy going to collapse? All the time you're running around scared, in fear about all of that, you're missing out on a potential to grow and expand yourself, rise right above all of that stuff, and then get the benefactor which you deserve. Your back will be got, and nothing is going to harm you. You will start losing the fear. True as I'm sat here, no joke. It's crazy, isn't it?
It is. I think it's to do with belief in abundance in your life. If you believe that you are meant to be abundant, whether that's financially, in relationship, spiritually, if you believe in your core, and it's not an affirmation that you say to yourself in the mirror, if you don't believe it, it's never going to manifest. But we absolutely, I 100% believe this. We have the capability to manifest anything we want. The only thing that's stopping us, the only thing that gets in the way is ourselves, in our self-belief. Everyone's working on it. I sound like I know what I'm talking about, and I've got everything sorted. I haven't. If I had more self-belief, I'd be in front of the screen with Darren right now. So, yeah, we're all working on it, and but I truly believe that we are meant to live joyfully abundant lives. Every single one of us. It doesn't matter who we are, where we come from, what color our skin is. It's all bollocks. Like, it's a human race, basically. It's a human race. And actually the word race is wrong as well. It's not a human race, is it? We're beings. We're human beings. We're not human doings. We're beings.
Human doings.
Not human doings.
Indians.
We're beings. and it's really hard to get your head around. But I've been in spots in my life where I thought, shit, really, really, the shit has hit the fan. And I in my core belief, I believe that I am supposed to be taken care of. I don't mean by a person, I mean like spiritually taken care of, and that I will live a joyful and abundant life. And you can say, oh well, that's all right, you might be privileged in your finances, whatever. I don't mean that. You can get to rock bottom and still believe that you are meant to be taken care of. The universe has your back, and that you're supposed to live joyfully and in abundance. And getting to that place is really hard when we have tricky times in our lives. It's just like, how can you possibly think this is supposed to be abundant? This is terrible. But it's a mindset. It's really, you just have to do the self-work, and there's no shortcuts. There's no, oh, I'm spiritually enlightened now, I've been on a course in Thailand and I've done 3 weeks training in this, and I've done all the courses on there's ever going to be listed. Bollocks. Excuse my language, but it's bollocks. Like, we're always learning. Right till the day we die, we will be learning, and we will be trying to figure this out. And that's all any of us are doing. We're all just, as one of the quotes, I can't remember, I saw it somewhere, we're just walking each other home, aren't we?
That's a nice way of putting it. Yeah, I like that. But it's absolutely true. It's we are way more than we've been led to believe, for sure. But you touched upon an important point there, and it's gratitude. When I spoke to Danny Rampling the other day, when we done this cool video together, we spoke about the same sort of thing, and it's 100% true. What I said to him is, what I usually do is before I go to sleep, I sort of have a little review of the day and just be really grateful for so many things. Even it's the little things. You know, we need to be grateful that we have a roof over our head. We have food in the cupboards. We've got clothes on our back. We've got to be grateful that we've got a vehicle, that we've got an income, that we've got friends and family and loved ones around us. It doesn't matter if they're online or offline. If you resonate with that person and you can communicate with them, be grateful that you've got the opportunity and the prowess to do so. It's crazy. And like I said on many of my videos, it's all about perspective, okay? We're being led to believe that, you know, through social media, that if you haven't got a great big flash house and an amazing lifestyle and all of the material, you know, traps that are placed all the way around us, if you haven't got that, you are nothing. You are an insignificant person and you are ridiculous. It's just not the case. I've been to third world countries. I've witnessed with my own eyes extreme poverty, and I've seen the joy on a child's face playing with a plastic bottle and a stick. To him, that little kid that I saw was the happiest face I've probably ever seen. And I've seen the opposite side. I've seen a little kid with a PlayStation 5 with hundreds of games. He's got all of the latest gadgets and he's just deeply miserable, sad, and uninterested. So, material traps. Don't fall for it. Have you heard that term, less is more? Yeah. What about all of the monks and stuff out in Tibet and whatnot? They live a very, very simple life. They just have a bed and a chair. That's it. No distractions. They're focusing on what they believe they should be doing without all of this crap. Don't forget, when you die, when you expire from this reality, all of this stuff's still here. They're just going to be an empty chair, a pair of glasses, you're gone. All your stuff still here. What about your friends and loved ones? They got to deal with all that. They have to decide whether to keep it. So they're going to keep your stuff until they die. And they're going to pass it on to their kids. And, you know, they're going to have it. And when they get old, they pass on to their kids. For what? Why? Makes you think about a lot of things. You know, we put so much emphasis and all of our energy into material things, when what we really should be doing is putting all of our energy into a more positive outcome. Because let me tell you this, the crap that the powers that be have got in store for us lot is insane. It will scare people so much, it will put a hump on a camel's back. Let me put it that way. So you can either suck it up, buy into that, and allow yourself to get scared silly, or you can just go way past that stuff and go down your path. What do you reckon?
I reckon that's exactly right.
Yeah.
I think if you can find joy in the simplest things, gratitude is the key. If you can find joy in the simplest things, and I'm breaking it down into really, really basic things now, like the color of a blade of grass, the light coming through it, the wind blowing it, the texture, the form, the shape. And I'm talking about this because I'm an artist, so I see things like that. I've been trying to show people, like, if you really, really, really look at your surroundings, you can find beauty and joy in the most mundane things. You can find beauty and joy in shadows and reflections and color and texture and form. And for me personally, that gives me infinite amounts of joy. It can be the shittiest day, you can be having the horriblest time. If you can find pleasure in very, very simple things, everyday things that are all around you, that to me is the key to happiness.
Yeah, it is. It's the little things. There's stuff that people don't really pay much attention to. So, like you said, it's all about state of mind. Now, this is the thing which I think a lot of preppers need to work more towards, because it's not just about getting all of the right kit and equipment to help you through X, Y, and Z and to protect your family and loved ones. It's not just about that. It's about having that doing the best that it can do in any situation. Okay, there's no point getting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds worth of really expensive medical equipment if you've got no training of how to use it. There's no point. In fact, you could make a bad situation worse. How do you know how to deal with that casualty? How do you know how to triage that patient? If you've got no experience, you've not found the time or whatever it is to learn, and more importantly, remember exactly what you need to do with all of the different things that you need to assess when dealing with a casualty with high-end medical equipment in your prepping inventory. That's just one thing. It's that You know, I've said it a few times. If for some weird, strange reason I lost all of my kit and equipment, do you know what? That up there will get me through, and that's how we need to evolve, really. Yes, having all of this amazing kit and equipment makes life a lot easier, more comfortable, of course. It's the mindset. It's all about how we deal with situations and problems. Okay, don't forget, everything is temporary. They are all lessons. It's how we handle ourselves going through these upheavals. So, speaking about upheavals, this live stream maybe is a little bit peculiar tonight. So we're having this, the legend, old peculiar. Look at the little guy on there. Look at his kneeling down, he's praying to the great beer god. Bless him. So yes, if you want to, feel free to join. Old school. Look at that. Who remembers that? Ravenware. Ravenhead, I think it is. It's right inside there. But anyway, yeah, an old school 70s proper beer pint pot, should I say even. God, I'm getting tongue-tied. So, it's been a while. Wow, would you look at the colour of that grog? Good God, man. Yeah, this isn't no lager crap. Ale has been drank for lots and lots of years. And when you get older, you grow way past that lager crap, that gassy, tasteless rubbish. Have a pint of really nice stuff. That's my advice. As you get older, your taste buds change. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, I'm switching over. There you go, sweetie.
Thank you, Johnny.
That's all right.
Cheers, everyone.
Yeah, cheers, everybody. So, yes, I'm going to drop into the chat right now because I've not been in there at all. Oh, wow, we've missed some love. We've got, thank you, Jenny H, for that. That's awesome. Pete Crocker, great as always. Keep up the good work. Well, Pete, thank you very much indeed. That is very kind of you, sir. Awesome. And Owen, as always, we need a reset to get rid of. Yes, this is our great reset. And we got a new member, Kel. Nice one. Congratulations. You have just found yourself in a really cool community here. Much appreciated that. You guys are awesome. And just dropping into, we have Carl. Wow, thank you for that. That awesome. That's brilliant. That's a lovely donation. Thank you, sir. And we have another one from Judy as well. Thank you very much indeed. You guys are awesome because, as some of you know, not everyone, that this is my main job, and all donations are seriously welcome. Like you wouldn't believe, especially now. I could also, if you can you please share this video? I am being shadow banned. Everything's going crazy. Even people in the chat have been saying earlier that they didn't get no notifications. Some people have said they've been unsubscribed. How bizarre. So yes, it's definitely worth checking. So if you can, that would be awesome. So yeah, where do you see things going? Well, this is cool. I've got to read this out. By L. Coposo. Charlie Chaplin, in the name Preacher Man. 6 medicines of life. Number 1, for sun. Number 2, rest. Number 3, exercise. Number 4, diet. Number 5, self-respect. Number 6, friends. Your body heals itself. Just allow it, love it. How cool is that? Charlie Chaplin was quite a clever chap. It's nice to wear some stuff which is some serious weight behind it, not some fluffy flannel that we've all been sold to us. Pilgrim, thank you for that, dude. Yeah, help me beat YouTube. I know. Do you know, trying to talk about this sort of stuff in this day and age on the biggest media platform on the planet is really difficult because, yes, We're all getting like silenced up big time. So yeah, appreciate that, Pilgrim, for doing that. Yeah, help, like, and share for sure. Do you know what? This is Faye, one of the moderators. She's just put in one word, weed. Now, weed. Interesting, very interesting, because we have been told by mainstream sources for a very long time now that cannabis is a drug, therefore it's bad. Well, let me tell you this. There are certain ways to extract certain things from that plant in more ways that you could ever imagine. Insane, the things that you can get from the plant. CBD oil. How many people, this would be cool, how many people in the chat right now have tried it or use it? This would be really interesting to see, because let me tell you this. I know someone not too far away who has tried this. And what have you found from its benefits so far? Because it's only been a recent thing that we're trying.
I was, like a lot of people, very skeptical, I will be honest.
You don't have to go into details and stuff, just.
But I find it completely amazing that it helps so much. I've had lots of medical things, and this is superior in every way.
Pretty much. Like I say, there's so much stuff out there which is telling people that it's bad, but I know, and just bloody hell, look at the chat. This is insane. My favorite plant, yes, and dandelions, yes, yep. Yeah, man, the amount of people with CBD, THC, yes. Wow. This is quite big, honey. I take CBD gummies. This is insane. Wow. I take CBD oil. Lots of people. You get good stuff from the roots alone. Wow. Yeah, so basically it's making a huge difference, isn't it? And it's all because we've been lied to. Again, this is more power behind the backing up of people are waking up. This is an apocalypse, and more truths are being unveiled, because that's what apocalypse actually is. It's unveiling of the truth, and this is one of them. This stuff is incredible, isn't it, sweetie?
And obviously it's so good, that's why they've had to criminalize it, make it just a bad thing. Like, there's so many uses, there's so much advantage, there's so many people it helps, which is another reason why it's suppressed, just like your YouTube channel or people that talk the truth, people that are in what you call the truth movement. It's all being suppressed because it's the good stuff. So you know you're on the money when you're being suppressed and your account's being hidden so people can't hear what you're saying. Or the CBD oil works. Obviously there's lots of people saying that it works. It's not just one or two people, there's hundreds and thousands of people that know it works. I just find it horrendous, really, that we're being lied to so badly, that just exactly the opposite of what we always thought to be true is the complete opposite of that. It's just shocking to me, and actually that takes a lot of getting your head round, because you're just like, oh my goodness, I do really don't want to go down that route, because I've been lied to my whole life. Everything I thought I believed in and clung to and believed to be the truth is the opposite, and it takes a heck of a lot for you to get your head around it. So we all go into this bit where we first realise that everything's the opposite of what we've been told, and you can be frustrated and angry and cross and wanting to tell everybody about it and drag everyone with you when they're not ready. And actually, who are we to drag people through where we are? Because that's their journey, and we have to respect that it's their journey and their path, and they're wherever they need to be at whatever time they are in their lives, and that's where they should be. But I'm just rambling now, sorry.
No, you're absolutely spot on. I mean, it needs to be said. I mean, I've been showing, as you've been talking, probably about 20% of the comments of people who are using it. And I've shown about 60 already, and there's loads more. It's massive.
Right. Wow.
Unbelievable. I never expected that. This is another one. Lord Jim Dandy, magic mushrooms. Now, do you know what? The amount of studies that's been done into magic mushrooms, again, it's exactly the same as what they've tried to do with cannabis. Okay. As soon it's like just imagine that you're lying down on a psychiatrist settee. Well, say the first thing that comes into your mind: cannabis, drugs, magic mushrooms, drugs. Do you know why? Because that's what we've been programmed to believe. Now, we have had prominent scientists and real doctors, not paid or owned by any conglomerate. Independent analysis have been proven in multiple facets now. Magic mushrooms, especially the microdosing, is unbelievable. It's been proven to lower and almost stop anxiety. So any of you who have anxiety, look into microdosing with magic mushrooms. Don't be scared or don't be fooled that it's illegal, it's a drug, it's a bad thing. It's not. It really is not. It won't take you long to do some research and you'd be like, what? Yeah, it's so good for you. It's all natural. Don't forget, cannabis is a plant. We're not talking about the high-end cultivated, manipulated, chemically induced, super strong frigging idiot bud that you can get now. We're talking pure natural cannabis, not the modified crap which is going around on council estates. No, we're talking about the real, organic, genuine, natural stuff. Okay, and the same with magic mushrooms. All right, unbelievable. The benefits will blow your mind. And no, I'm not a drug dealer, and no, I'm not a drug pusher.
And I take mine for medical purposes. I just like.
There you go. And do you know what, sweetie? There are so many people right now. Here we go. There's another one. CBD has not helped my autoimmune. That's Flat Earth Zoomer. Okay.
Well, that's fine. It doesn't need to help everybody, does it?
Well, like I say, there's so many different types. I mean, it's the same as everything. Trying to find good stuff, whatever, really helps. Obviously, it's all down to research. Personally, if you are keen on trying something like this, find someone maybe in the chat who's had it before. Maybe they can point you in the right direction. Because if you're new to this and you buy something which is cheap, fake, it might not do anything at all. But the amount of people that I know who have it on a regular basis, it's literally saving them, because the crap which Big Pharma is pushing on us is making us worse. That's fact. Have you ever thought about this? If they had a cure for something and they sold that tablet as the cure, they would only have to sell it once, wouldn't they? They wouldn't make any money. Don't forget, people, sick people are big business. This is why the powers that be, the governments, all of the rest of it are saying that CBD and magic mushrooms, it's all illegal, it's all rubbish. You've only got to bloody look at the chat. Look at the chat. These are real people right now commenting here. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. You can put the leaves in a smoothie. Hell yeah. Keeps you level. Honestly, I'm not joking. When you talk about CBD, right, the what that does is for pain relief is unbelievable. I think the common misconception from people, and I've noticed some people in the chat just don't understand it. It's fine. It's absolutely okay. The thing that which gets you high, which makes you all like spacey and whoa, that's called THC. Okay, that if you really want to get high and that's all, that's the stuff to use. If you want to take something which is going to really help with multiple levels of pain relief, pain management, arthritis, all sorts of things. There's people I've seen It's incredible. People with Parkinson's disease, when they're shaking like this, and they can't stop it. They just can't, no matter what. And they have a certain amount of really good quality CBD, and they're like this. And they've not found it before, and they cry. They're overwhelmed. That's how amazing this stuff is. But like everything else, if all this information got out there and people started turning to that rather than GlaxoSmithKline and all of the crap, yes, like I'm saying, we are in the time of the apocalypse right now, the unveiling. All of these truths are coming out, and we're all playing our part. I'm playing my part in this game, and so are you. I'm sharing this information, and you guys are doing it too. It's incredible. It really is. What's going on out there? Wow. Oh my God. Hammy McGuinness, thank you for that donation, sir. I would say over there in Ireland, thank you very much, sir. You're very, very kind. It is. It's incredible. What's this? Apocalypse, a Catholic book. Do you understand it? Truth Seeker. Okay. Bloody hell. We hate all this cookie stuff. You guys in the chat are blowing it up tonight. It's just incredible what's going on there. Right, okay. Obviously, you know, people do get brainwashed by the mainstream. So here we go. Speaking about that, apocalypse. There we go. Greek word meaning revelation, an unveiling or unfolding of things not previously known and which could be known apart from the unveiling. There we have it. That's what apocalypse actually means. All right. Forget about all of this BS that we've been told that it's the end of the world. It is not. I don't know anyone can call himself a truth seeker and believed in that one. Wow. But anyway, we're not here to split hairs. We're trying to help people with what's really going on. So I am a slave to no man. There you go. We know that guy. What a lovely guy indeed.
Hello.
Hey, there you go. I enjoy what I get from the weed. Fair play to you, sir. Absolutely. It really helps. Like I'm saying, so much stuff out there which is being lied to pretty much. And someone's just put up in here, Rajamak, the Great Awakening. Yes, more and more people are literally waking up now. It's nuts. We should all have an aware 420 day. I don't know what that means. Oh, it's truth. So let me see what you got here. The Mandela effect. Don't get me started on that one. Oh my God. All of this stuff is incredible. But yes, one of the most important things which we are going to need is the understanding of intuition. Okay, like I've been banging on about this for quite a while now, but like I say, there's new people coming to the channel all of the time. In fact, we've got some members already. Yes, we've got Sergey, Independent Puppy, and Kel, obviously. So yeah, 3 new members tonight. Thank you very much indeed. And that's just awesome. It really is. So intuition, if you haven't got that or you don't understand it, you are literally flying around on a plane and you haven't got much fuel left. At some point you are going to need it, and you are going to need it, because if you haven't got that inner voice inside which tells you if this situation that I'm in right now feels like it's going to go bad. You get like a heads up. Okay, so it's almost like you're in a game and you've enabled a cheat mode. Okay, it's just going to help you. It's going to give you a head start before anyone else. How many times have you been in a situation, whether you're in a pub or a nightclub, and it's just about to kick off? You can feel it. You can feel it change. Something is telling you this is going to go red pretty fast. You've had that warning. That's your intuition saying to you, get ready. What are you going to do? It's going to go bad. You can stay there, think to yourself, what was that? Oh, just forget it. It's just some stupid voice in my head. Or all of a sudden, punches are coming in. Too late. You chose not to trust your intuition at that point, and you are suffering immediately. You really need to try and learn how it works, how to trust it.
It's like a gut feeling as well. Some people
Yeah.
describe it as gut feeling. You can feel it in your chest, you can feel it in your tummy, you can feel it in your head. People feel it in different places in their bodies, but intuition is, and people are told, oh, you might have an idea about something and you feel like it's your intuition, and people say, oh no, that's rubbish. But you must always try and trust your intuition. It's about trusting yourself, trusting you know what to do, you know the answers. Everything we look for outside of ourselves isn't the answer. The answer's always within us.
That's true. Oh my God, isn't that just the case? It is. And, you know, there's been all sorts of studies done with the amount of energy that comes from our brains and our hearts. And our heart is way more powerful than our brain, if you believe that. Yeah. So when you say the gut feeling, that instinct, that intuition, is somewhere between the heart and the top of your stomach. It's right in that area, right there. You've got that feeling, that something in there. Now, this is the thing which I believe, this is the thing which all of the technology, all of the AI, all of the advanced computing and robotics and stuff, this is the thing which robots and artificial stuff do not have. In my opinion, it's impossible to create digitally, but I do believe they are trying, and I fundamentally believe that they will fail. There is no way that they can replicate that intuition, that feeling. No way.
Can't replicate the human soul.
No.
They never ever will. So we can be scared as we like about AI, but the human spirit and soul will never ever ever be replicated. So they can jog on, basically.
Jog on. I like that. Yeah, but it is. It's the intuition. Now, there's so many ways that you can to get that to work. Personally, I believe that we've all got it. We have all got that intuition inside us. But I think what happens is the more that you go, that you are led away from the stuff that we're talking about tonight, the further you are away from all of this, the quieter your intuitive voice is going to be. Therefore, if it's noisy, metaphorically speaking, you are just not going to hear it. If you're in tune to it, it will ring like a bell and you won't be able to miss it. Okay, that is where I think all of this is going right now. The amount of change going on there is insane. More and more people, you can bump into people. Do you know what? I've even learned how to just pick up on energies. I can be in the shop and I can look at someone and I can feel the energy, good or bad. If it's good, I know I can walk up to that person, talk to them. I've never seen them or spoke to them before, and within 30 seconds to a minute, we're talking about stuff like this. It's just incredible. And I've done this loads of times. Try it yourself. You wouldn't believe it, but it is. It's true. There's so many people out there who really have a good idea about all of the things I'm talking about tonight. You won't believe it. Seeing is believing, but you have to have the right eye to see. Once you've got that opened and it's aware, and you will just pick up on good stuff, and you will be distance yourself from bad stuff. You will be putting positive stuff out there, advice, hints, tips, helping people. Hell, when you haven't got much money and you give money to someone who really needs it, and you think, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that because I haven't got much for myself. Something will happen just at the right time and you'll be fine. Again, you could fall into that fear paradigm where you're not trusting your intuition. You're not trusting that the universe will provide exactly when you are needing that positive thing to happen. You're not trusting it. Therefore, you start moving away from that trust. Bad things could happen. You really got to go with it, trust it no matter what. And people will come into your life to teach you things, to help you learn things. Sometimes they're there for a few seconds. Sometimes they're there for years. People come and go. This is a journey. Everyone's journey is unique. Every person is unique. Like I said, there's way too much stuff going on other than football, nightclubbing, EastEnders, Castration Street, whatever it is that people fall for these days. There's way more to life than that. They're just unbelievable. And it's just, this is happening this year. It's going nuts. And we could actually see this year, between this year and I'd say at least 2 or 3 years, these 3 years are going to be unbelievable. The amount of changes that are going to happen. We are going to see the old, corrupt, crap systems fall apart. We are going to experience that in our lifetimes over the next 3 years. We are going to see it. We're going to see the banking system collapse. We're going to see the corruption in government be exposed, therefore collapse. This year, well, I've done videos on it already recently. And of course, I've been shadow banned. No one's seen them. The views are ridiculous. But it's happening. And it's like the more that people like me talk about stuff like this, we're being silenced for a reason. Yeah. That's because they know their game's up. They know the time's limited. They know the crap's going to hit the fan for them. There's way too many of us. The rate that people are waking up right now, nothing is going to stop it. And like I said in the video yesterday, the main thing that the World Economic Forum is scared of before anything else is disinformation. Yeah, it's all coming out about how corrupt they are. They don't want people to know that they're corrupt. So they're going to try and cover up this sort of information. So people like me who are making these videos trying to help as many people as we possibly can, do you know what they're doing? They're even cutting advertising revenue. I've already exposed it yesterday and the day before. So if you think the life of a YouTuber or a YouTube content creator is absolutely lucrative, it's not. They take 40%. And they are stopping lots of advertising companies being attached to videos like this. So the revenue is ridiculous. It's getting very, very difficult. But I'm doing the right thing. And I will keep on doing the right thing. Something always happens. Something always turns up just at the right time. So if you're struggling, whatever you're doing, as long as you're true to yourself, you're learning, you're growing, you're doing the self-work, you're following your intuition, you're helping others, you're giving more than you receive, trust me, good things will happen to you just at the right time. But be under no illusion, you are going to have to go through some crap now and again. That's how it works. And the only way that we grow and evolve, the more crap that we go through, the more hard knocks that we're dealt, the more that we learn, the more smoothly we can transition through future kicking the nuts, as it were. It's not so bad the more that you learn. That is literally called evolving. And this is where it's going right now. More people are evolving than you probably realize. It's nuts. Don't forget, I've got 125,000 people following me. The amount of messages that I get and the amount of information that I'm privy to, if you could just see a tenth of what I see, the astonishing rate of people waking up is insane. And I'll tell you this much, whoever they are, I don't even want to call them the elites. I don't even want to empower them. I just call them, whoever they are. They know their game's up. And do you know why? Because they are trying every frigging trick in the book to try and maintain as much power as they can at the time that people like you, me, and everyone else are waking up to the bullshit. There's nothing they can do. The game's up. The cat's out the bag. Shit's going to go down. And yeah, I'll tell you what, the times that we're living in right now, unbelievable. And you probably won't realize this, but you chose to be here at this time. And we've all got our parts to play. And how cool is that?
It's very cool. What a ride and what a time to be alive. We just got to keep keeping on, lovelies. That's all we can do.
Lovelies. Do you know what? You're going to be getting t-shirts with the name Lovelies written on it.
Sorry.
You always say that. But yeah, we have got a really cool community. It's incredible. The amount of people is just nuts. And, you know, the love that's been pushed around is beautiful. It really, really is. It's nuts. Wow, look at this. Because you said to me, didn't you, recently, that this is the stuff that we should be talking about right now in these times. Someone's just put on there, and they've donated 10 quid as well, which is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
This is your most profound chat yet. The awakening is accelerating. That's by Les.
Oh,
Les, I agree.
thank you.
It is. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for that, dude. It really helps like you wouldn't believe. And it is. The awakening is accelerating. And we've got Mr. AP. Bang on tonight. Cheers. 10 quid. Wow. You guys are amazing. But look, and we got another new member. Blood Nose. A new member. Oh, this is I've seen this guy before. It's quite a mouthful. It's BCTV, a different videographer with opinions. That's his YouTube channel name.
Cool.
Well, cool. Glad to have you aboard, sir. And yes, it's awesome. You guys are wicked. Oh man, let me just try and see. Think. But yes, absolutely incredible. Excellent live tonight. Keep up the great work. Wow, over on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love. It really is truly appreciative. And the more people that we can help along the way. How I do it, how I see it is, like I said, if you start going up to strangers or even people that you know you work with or someone in the family, if you start not being aggressive, but if you start going on and on and on about do you realize how corrupt everything was? Do you realize how what happened in 2020 was all set up and it's all BS and it wasn't as bad as what they're saying? Do you know that this that was supposed to help people actually made it a lot worse? You know, you start going up to strangers and you start jumping into the deep end and saying that. People who aren't ready will literally just go, whoa, you're one of those right-wing conspiracy theorists. You stay away from me. It's not going to work. It's the wrong tact. I would say think of, keep up to date of what's going on in the news daily. I know it sucks. But when you have the aware filters on, you can see through the BS. But what we need to do is we need to make sure that we understand what reality is being programmed to the people who aren't awake yet. We need to know what they're being fed. So whatever's going on every day, the news changes every day. Just say, for argument's sake, tomorrow they talk about there's a big problem with cash and cash points. So what I would do is when I go out to the shops and I'll speak to people at the checkout, people stacking the shelves, all that sort of thing, someone waiting at a bus stop, whatever it is, talk to them about something topical of the day. Oh, did you see in the news today when it said like there's not many cash points left? That's well bad, isn't it? And then see what they say. And then just say, oh, it don't affect me, I don't use cash. And then you can go down the lines of, well, did you know what? If you use cash in shops, they get all of the money. If you use a card, they lose 10, 20, 30% of the transaction. So therefore, lots of shops are going out of business, especially since 2020. And the worst thing is that little independent coffee shop that you've been using for 10 years, when you see that closed and gone for the final time, and you see a brand new Starbucks open, wow. I don't know about you, but I prefer that independent coffee shop rather than that big conglomerate, don't pay taxes, whatever it is, fake bloody corporation. I don't want to give energy to that. And don't forget, when you said this, darling, the other day, money is currency. Money is energy.
It's an energy.
Yeah, absolutely use it wisely. Choose to use cash. There you go. I'll keep doing this. Choose to use cash rather than card. Okay. Look. Keep cash alive. Don't be fooled. All right. There we go. Cash is freedom. And don't forget it. Our freedoms are being eroded pretty much every week now. All right. So cash is important. Local independent businesses are important. How you use your money, your energy, is down to you. If you want to put your amazingly valuable energy into nefarious organizations, then you're probably taking a step back rather than a step forward. Personally, I'm not preaching, but I would advise people to use cash as much as possible. As inconvenient as it probably is, you can get cash from cash points, you can get cash back from shops. The best way is to go to a post office. Don't you realize most people don't get it? But every post office is basically your bank account. All you do is you take your debit card, you go to any post office and you say, can I withdraw £200 out of my account? Certainly. Put your card in, type your PIN number in, boom, they give you cash. You get that cash, you use it wisely. You support independent, struggling, grassroots businesses with your cash. If you use cash and not card, they get all of the money. If you buy something for 10 quid, you give them a £10 note, that's it. They get all of that money. If you do that with a card, 10% has to go to the renting of that card reader. Up to 20% of that transaction gets taken out towards the functionality of the card reader and tied in with the digital currency of your money. So that business is getting less. Use cash, they get all of it. And also, it's private. What you do with your money and what I do with my money is up to us. It's no one's business. Every time you use a card, or heaven forbid, you're crazy enough to use a phone, that gets tracked and traced. What happens if whoever runs that bank system gets hacked and all of your bank account gets taken? You wake up one morning, your account's been rinsed. You've got zero money. You've got to pay the rent tomorrow and all of the bills the next day. What are you going to do? Contact your bank. Oh, sorry, we've had a cyber attack. We've been hacked. We're working on it, etc. That could take days, weeks, months, maybe years. You're getting into debt. Everything's going worse. Use cash. Use it while you can. Use it everywhere you frigging can. Without cash, this world is literally a big surveillance market. 100%. Well, you guys are unbelievable. There's so many people in the chat. Do you know what we've been on? We've been talking for 1 hour and 38 minutes.
Wow.
I think it's time we're going to call it a day. Margaret, if you're around, I hope you're okay. And a lot of love's gone your way about the cat. I do remember that last week. So yeah, I'm hoping you're hanging in there and you're good. That'd be awesome. Everyone, thank you so much for coming along tonight. The most important thing that you can do for me to really help is to share this video. So if you're in Facebook, if you're on WhatsApp, if you're on Twitter, or it's called X now, or you're in a Telegram group, can you please share the link to this live stream in the group so lots of people get to watch it? Because I really do believe that this year is going to be the starting year for big changes. and it's gone way past the 3D stuff, as people are calling it. It's huge, and it's so cool to see. I've been seeing some of the comments, but not all. But when I look at the comments, you guys are, wow, it's amazing. We really do have aware people in there.
Excellent.
It is. It's not just people storing up tins of beans who wear camouflage. It's gone way past that. Bo bloody hell hot sauce. It just lit up the whole screen with fire. Fair play to you, Bo. So yes, every single person who has watched this live stream, whether it's live right now or indeed you're watching on the replay, really appreciate it. If you can do a thumbs up, that helps. It really helps people get to see it too. Share it, like I said before. If you subscribe, awesome. Because when you subscribe, and more importantly, hit that notification bell to on, then you will be notified. I did realize that some people said they were notified, but they didn't get the notification. There's not much I can do but keep on trying to remind people to switch on their subscription and notification button to my channel, because the stuff that I'm talking about, they don't want it. So they're shutting it down. So you guys take care. Thank you so much. And last, special thanks to the moderators, because without the moderators, wow, this place would be a war zone, and there's way too much love to piss around with a war in there. And everyone who's donated, seriously, you guys are fantastic. It really does mean a lot, because like I say, they're shutting me down and the advertising's been cut big time. So all of your pennies really help. You guys take care. Have a beautiful weekend.
Thanks, lovelies. We hope that just any little part of this might have helped one person, then it's been good. All we're trying to do is just share what we've learned so far. We're all learning, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah, fair play. And it echoes to me too. At the end of the day, we are all here to help each other. And we are going to win this war. We're already winning it. It's true. You hang in there. Watch out for the changes. Trust your intuition. Stay funky.